Okay. Um, Hopefully you can hear me now. It looks like it's 2 o'clock. I see a few people are still connecting, but we have a lot of participants here. So let me start by introducing myself. I'm Mark Williams. I'm the chair of the physics department. And I want to thank you for coming here virtually to our Welcome to the Physics Department event. The main reason to have this session is to welcome you and to let you know that we as a department are here as a resource for you. If you're in one of the physics majors, we're here to help you answer your questions. And I want to introduce, so the main purpose is to introduce you to some of the people that we have that are here that can help you and answer any questions that you have. And just to let you know that we're available. Not everyone could make it to the session, but let me first ask Professor Tim Sage to introduce himself.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Northeastern's Physics Department. I'm the faculty advisor in the Physics Department, so I hope to be interacting with many of you in the near future and hopefully meeting you in person at some point. It will be virtual for the time being. You've got a number of different advisors, I guess. There's a college advisor. I'm the department advisor. You'll be meeting Alina Mack in a minute. She's another person who helps you. But basically, anything involving physics and math courses, I tend to know pretty well. Almost anything else that goes on in the university, courses in other departments, any of the zillions of programs of different kinds the university offers, international experiences and stuff like that. Probably Mackenzie over in the college is probably your best contact for that. But maybe I should stop there and not offer too much information. Maybe we'll.
Yeah, I'll be summarizing sort of the distribution of advisors that you have.
Yeah.
Let's let Alina Mack introduce herself next.
Hey everyone, I'm Alina. I'm the program coordinator for the physics department, and you can email me or come to me. I'll be here on Tuesdays for help with like getting into classes, or if you have some general questions about what you need, I can try to help you.
Okay, and you'll be on campus on Tuesdays, but available every weekday, right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, the rest of the time, Monday through Friday, I'll be on. I'll be online, but yeah, on Tuesdays I'll be in the office from 9:45 to 2:45.
Okay, and finally, Sheila McGee.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sheila McGee. I'm the Business and Operations Manager for the department. I make sure things run smoothly in the department. I will be on campus Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 3:30. And like Alina, I'm available by email and MS Teams.
Oh, and yeah, my office is 110 Forsyth, and Sheila's at 109. Oh, sorry, Dana. We're in Dana.
Yes, Dana is on Forsyth Street, so people get that confused all the time. Okay, so I've just shared my screen with a brief presentation to show all of you. And this is just to introduce to you, already you've seen some of these people. So I'm the chair, and the department executive officer is Emanuela Barberis. So I actually study biological physics. We study DNA protein interactions using optical tweezers, studying things like virus replication. We are working on the SARS-CoV-2 N protein, for example. Professor Barberis actually works in particle physics and does her research at CERN. And so we have a wide variety of research areas, which I will discuss later a little bit in more detail. Sheila already introduced herself. She's the Business and Operations Manager, but she'll be available. She'll be in the office most days of the week, and I'll tell you a more detailed schedule later. And we have an administrative assistant, Jose Cruz, who also is available to help with details about what to do in the department. And the structure is we have an undergraduate curriculum chair. So that is someone who, he's basically is in charge of helping us to design future curriculum or correct problems with the curriculum if you encounter a problem. That's Swastik Carr. And the associate chair for that is Alessandra De Credico. So one of the things that they're working on now, and I'll talk about a little bit, is trying to develop an astrophysics degree, astrophysics portion of the physics degree, concentration for the degree. Okay. And yeah, so here is the sort of list of the people that you will be more likely to interact with. So Alina has already introduced herself. Her official title is the undergraduate program coordinator. Then Professor Sage is the undergraduate head advisor. Again, he's the physics department head advisor. So he's the one you come to for physics courses, especially as you progress in your degree. We also have Brian Spring, who is in charge of recruiting. And so you may interact with him later when he is recruiting you to help him recruit. And then we have the physics co-op coordinator, Steve Savitsky, and the COS advisor for physics, which is Mackenzie Parks. So as Professor Sage mentioned, for things outside of classes outside of physics, usually she's the first person you'll come to. So you can see that there's huge array of different advisors. And at first you might think, oh, that's confusing. Who do I know? How do I know who to go to? But actually it's a huge advantage because you can actually go to any of these people. They're all here to help you. And so if you're not sure who to go to, you can easily also just contact Alina. So she's sort of an overall coordinator. You contact Alina Mack. You've already gotten emails from her, so you know about this meeting. So she's an easy person to contact and will be very helpful. And if you need to go to some other person, she knows who the person is that can help you with a particular problem. And I forgot to mention at the beginning that if you have any questions, please go ahead and put your questions. You can hit the raise your hand icon if you want to talk on the video and ask your question, or you can type it into the chat. And Alina is going to be monitoring the chat, and she'll interrupt with your questions. And so we can answer any questions that you have. During the talk, if you have something about what I'm talking about, or at the end, we'll just have a general question and answer session. Okay. Okay, so so normally the physics department would be open every day, all day during business hours, but because of the COVID-19 restrictions, we have limited hours. We want to make sure that everyone can commute during a time when they're not commuting during rush hour, for example. So we have shortened hours and fewer people. Everyone listed here, Jose, for general questions, Jose Cruz, you can contact him anytime during business hours, but he won't be in the office, at least not for the fall semester. Molly Chen works on grants and reimbursements, if that ever is relevant to you later on. Alina Mack and Nancy Wong is in charge of graduate program, and then Sheila, who's already introduced herself. So this is the list of people, but the schedule is up here. And so, you know, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Sheila will be available, and she's in 109 Dana Research Center. And so you can come and ask her a question during those hours, and she'll be available to either answer your question or direct you to one of these other people who can help answer the question. And Alina, again, will be there on Tuesdays. But again, that's when they're actually physically on campus, but every day you can contact any of these department people and ask for help. Okay, so I just wanted to give you kind of a summary of what the physics department is like since you're joining the department. We have 35 tenured and tenure track professors. So what that means is tenure and tenure track professor means people with research labs. And research lab means people doing research, because we experimentalists have labs and theorists have areas where the people do research. So, so basically 35 research groups. And all of these people are doing research that you could potentially join either for part-time research or as part of co-ops. And I'll talk more about the co-ops later, but in addition to doing co-ops at companies, you can do a co-op in a research lab for 6 months. And there are many faculty, and the faculty who have co-ops will actually advertise for that. So those are the number of faculty we have, and we have 2 more who are starting in January 2021, so in this January. We just hired 1 professor who's in astrophysics who just started, is starting this fall. And then we have 2 more starting, 1 in astroparticle physics and 1 in an area called quantum biology or quantum detectors. We have over 100 graduate students and 35 postdocs. Again, that's relevant to you only in that you see that these research groups in the department have a lot of graduate students and postdocs, research structures that you can join and work with graduate students and postdocs alongside the faculty members. And the numbers we have 125 undergraduate students in physics and a lot more even in combined majors. So this is the group you're joining. It's a very big group of students. The degrees, we have a BS in physics, a BS in biomedical physics, and a BS in applied physics. So these are all the main physics majors that are based in the physics department. And then there are a large number of combined majors as well. And if you're already working in one of these physics majors, that's fine. That's a great way to do it. But there are also opportunities if you're interested in other fields to combine your degree. And it's sort of like a double major called a combined major. But it's fewer classes. You don't have to do all the classes in one major or the other. But we have figured out what we think are some combined situations where there are certain courses that sort of count for both majors. And so we've come up with these ideas of combined majors that give you the experience in both fields that's needed to be a professional in that area. And for the graduate degrees, again, you're here as an undergraduate. But you might want to think about degrees in the future. So for example, the BS MS in physics allows you to get an MS degree with just 1 extra year of classes at the graduate level. And there's even a BS PhD in physics, which allows you to take basically almost a year off of the PhD if you want to do that. We're not recommending that for everyone, but it's an opportunity that's available for students in our programs. Okay. So what kind of research do we do? I already mentioned a few faculty members. So we have basically, there are really a lot of areas. We tried to condense it here. Condensed matter physics or nanophysics. So a lot of our, what's called condensed matter physics in physics is a lot of what we do are materials physics at the nanoscale. And so that's called nanophysics. And so we have a lot of faculty members working in that area. Biological physics, that's the area that I work in. We have experimentalists and theorists, both that work in biological physics, so a lot at the interface between physics and biology. Network science is a big group, and you may have, given the current situation, you probably have seen Alex Vespignani is one of our faculty members in physics, and he is one of the people who is advising the CDC on the spread of the COVID-19, and he's one of the premier network scientists in the world and one of the authorities on that. And we have other faculty who are also very well known in the area of network science, which covers any kind of network, but these are basically physicists who are using physics and mathematical techniques to study networks. And we also have elementary particle physics. So on the experimental side, we have a large group that works at a CMS detector at CERN and studying, the future of particle physics, looking for new physics in the study of particle collisions, so called collider physics. We also have on the experimental side, we just hired, starting in January, Sugo Aramaki, who is an astroparticle physicist, who is looking for dark matter, developing detectors on ground, looking to detect dark matter. And we also, Jonathan Blazek was just hired starting this fall, and he's an astrophysicist who studies the large scale structure of the universe, looking at gravitational lensing. Yes, and I already mentioned our quantum biology person in biological physics, I forgot to mention him here, but that's one of our new hires, and he actually studies quantum detectors, both for quantum computing and for trying to use those methods to study biology. I didn't mention elementary particle physics. We also have a big theory group, people who look to study string theory. And even that at Northeastern, even that is interdisciplinary because Jim Halverson and Brett Nelson are two of our faculty members who work in string theory, and they're using artificial intelligence to study string theory. And they just got a big grant from the National Science Foundation, $20 million grant shared with 4 other institutions in the Boston area to use those methods. So, so we have a lot going on. That's a very brief summary. There's a lot more information on the physics website. You can look at particular faculty members. Just something to think about. If you're interested in an area, you're always welcome to contact faculty members and see if they have openings in their group. Tell them you're interested, and also look for co-ops later on in these fields. And all of this work is funded by various grants, and it's about $11 million a year in grants. So there's a lot of funded research going on in the physics department. Okay, and so so hopefully you've all seen this. I think that in late August there was an introductory email sent out by the Society of Physics student group leaders, and so we have this SPS group, and this is the group that of undergraduate students that you'll interact with, and they have weekly seminars given by invited guests, and then we also have lots of informal events. This year we're not sure about how, the bowling night might not be possible. The Ig Nobel, maybe that will be virtual this year. It's not clear, but we do have a lot of events for you. And then there's this weekly meeting, and you'll at least get to virtually meet with the other undergraduate students. And I guess the Fall Fest, which is all the student groups, is happening right now. And the SPS leadership, some representatives are at that now. So after this meeting, if you want to connect to that, then you should be able to do that. And the faculty advisors are Swastik Kar, Luis Canari, and Nathan Israelov. Swastik is a nanophysics experimentalist. He studies quantum materials. Luis Canari is also a particle physics experimentalist who works at CERN. And Nathan Israelov is also a condensed matter experimentalist. So they're the ones that are sort of organizing the SPS group, but really the leadership of SPS is elected, and they're very active and they're the ones that are actually leading, and the faculty are just here to help them. And I just wanted to briefly introduce you to the co-op. I'm sure you've heard about this a lot. You get hands-on experience in your field, build your network, apply theory to practice. It's a great thing that Northeastern has, and all the students that I talk to just can't talk enough about how great it was to have different experience in different types of areas in their co-ops. And so it begins your second semester of your sophomore year. So this year you don't do a co-op, but next year you'll start and you'll be training to do a co-op. And then within that year, you should be able to set up a co-op, and you can either do the July through December and January to June. And so what that means is 6 months on co-op, and then 6 months of taking classes. So how we do that is we have a semester and then half of a summer, either summer 1 or summer 2, where you take classes or do your co-op. And so it's a really nice system. You get a lot of experience in research or in industry. And usually students will do 2 or 3 co-ops. And we have global co-ops in China, UK, Italy, Netherlands, et cetera. So there are lots of opportunities. These will all be introduced to you by Steve Savitsky, and he'll probably come to the Intro to College class and talk to you about it. But it's not too early to start thinking about what you want to do. So these pictures on the left are actually examples of students at co-ops. So this lower left one is at CERN. This was one that was in China, I think. And so there are all these opportunities, and it's great to take advantage of that. And in fact, I'll just end with this slide that just shows the logos of all of some representative example of different places that people have worked on co-ops. So it's very exciting. A lot of students get job offers from places they've done their co-ops. So it's not too late, not too early to start thinking about what you want to do, but you don't have to worry about it now. It's just something to look forward to. And with that, I will end the presentation, and we can take questions. Okay, so I don't see any raised hands, and I see.
Mark, I don't see any questions, but we do have a few members of SPS here. So I'm wondering if Annika or Isabel, Justin, if you guys wanted to talk a little bit about the Society of Physics Students.
Sure.
Jennifer, sorry.
I'm here. Yeah, I made it. Hi, I'm Jennifer. I'm the president of SPS this year. I'm a fifth year senior majoring in applied physics. And I think we've gotten to meet some of you over the summer info meetings and today at Fall Fest. And if you haven't gone yet, we have some of our other e-board members at that meeting right now until 4 p.m. if you want to go after. But yeah, we have meetings every Wednesday at noon. If you're on campus, it's usually in Dana Research Center where you just saw pictures of all local labs, but we will be having them over Zoom this semester. And at the meetings, it's mostly just a social time, but we also have co-op talks, which are required to graduate with a physics major at Northeastern. And some of the professors here attend, and you can talk to them casually, and they're just there to oversee the co-op talks and everything. Sometimes we invite professors to come talk about their research, and we have different workshops to learn skills like LaTeX and MATLAB that we might be having outside of normal meeting times too, in case you can't make it because of class. What else? we have a lot of in-person events that we won't be able to do this year.
I think, sorry, Annika or Isabel could talk a little bit about the mentorship program that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for incoming incoming physics students, whether you're a transfer, changed majors, or first year, we have a mentorship program that will pair you with a upperclassman physics student. It's a really low commitment. You'd meet with them like once a week, and you get to talk to them about, oh, did I say once a week? I meant once a month. Okay, I'm sorry. And you get to talk to them about like research, your physics interests, just general things. And it's kind of like, it was really helpful for me. I did it my first year also. And I will send a link right now that is like an application for you all to fill out to be paired with a mentor. I think that was about it. Isabel, is there anything I missed?
No, that's about it. Yeah, the forms, and also we have a Slack environment for everybody in SPS that we just researched. So both the join link for the Slack and also the leadership matching form are going to be in the chat. So fill it out.
And I don't know if I formally introduced myself, but Isabel and I are the mentorship chairs of SPS for this year.
Yeah, so I'd say if you want to keep in touch with what we're doing at SPS, you should definitely follow our Facebook and our Instagram at SPS Northeastern. We're trying to be more active on social media this semester. And I also have a sign up link. I think all physics majors are automatically signed up for it, but just in case, I just sent it in the chat to sign up for our newsletter that tells you what happens at each meeting. My name is Justin. I'm the webmaster. I don't know if I went over that. I'm studying physics and philosophy. Can't wait to see you guys at SPS meetings.
Yeah, we're gonna have our first meeting next week on Wednesday. So you guys can have your first week of classes and not worry about it. But we'll be sending out emails with the Zoom link and everything.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. So let's see, we got a few questions in here. Some of them are just sent to me. So there was one about accessing and recording the video, and Alina said that they're going to be on the COS YouTube page. It was asked to elaborate on the astrophysics concentration, and this is something we're very excited about, but it doesn't exist yet. But there are several astrophysics courses, and just look for those courses and talk to potential advisor. And we're working on it now. Like I said, we hired basically two new astrophysics professors, but it's going to take us a while before we develop those courses. But since you're here so early, I'm sure that we'll have it developed in time for you to take the courses. So think about it. There is there is a sort of an astrophysics introductory course, and we're developing intermediate courses now, and there are definitely some advanced courses, sort of astrophysics and cosmology, that are available now. So stay tuned, basically, is the only answer I can give, because it's not officially approved yet. We haven't even put it in yet for approval, but we're working on that. That's a goal for this year. We had started last year, but then things went crazy, and so we had trouble getting that through. Okay. Any other questions? Oh yeah, okay, so there was a question about the co-op course, which Alina answered. The semester before, you plan on going on in co-op. So that's usually the fall of the second year or the spring of the second year. Okay. Okay, my computer's telling me that my speaker is not working. Are you able to hear me? Yeah, okay.
It's a little staticky, I guess.
Okay, okay. So I don't see any more. Oh yeah, will the astrophysics concentration be available to students in combined majors? I don't think that's a possibility, right? A combined major is what a combined major is. Tim, can you answer that? I mean, we haven't done it yet, so just a general answer about combined majors and things like concentrations.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know the answer, I guess, until it goes through. Personally, I would hope that would be possible. I don't see an obvious obstacle there, but there may be some administrative issues I'm not aware of.
Right, you just have to be able to fit it into your schedule, essentially. A combined major is already pretty full, and if you add something like that concentration, but yeah, we'll work on that. But that's a good question to have in mind as we go forward. Okay, any other questions? Feel free to raise your hand or turn on your speaker and talk to us if you have any comments. If not, we don't want to keep you, because you can actually go straight to the SPS and to the Fall Fest or anything else you have going on. And at 3 o'clock, there's the main university convocation. So I don't want to keep you too long if there are no questions.
Mark, there is one question about research opportunities, if they'll be online this semester.
Yeah, I mean, there are research opportunities in labs, and many labs are working online, especially theory labs. And so, you can just like you would normally, contact faculty members and see if they have positions available. And all the theorists, everyone's working from home basically. And experimentalists, some of them even have things that you can do. But research labs are open, and it is possible to work in a research lab starting this fall. So you can contact research, experimentalists if you're interested as well. And it is possible to work in an experimental lab to get approval to work in those labs. My lab is working. We have lots of people coming in. It's going to be harder for them to fit you in, because research in the labs, there has to be social distancing. And so we can't have as many people in the labs as we normally would have. So there may be limited experimental opportunities, but there should still be opportunities available. So don't hesitate to contact faculty that you're interested in working with.
Oh, just a reminder, I did send you guys a list of the faculty, so you have their email addresses, but if you need something else, you can always just send me an email. Any more questions?
Okay, well, thanks everyone for coming. It's great to have you, and we look forward to working with you, even if it's virtually a lot of the time this fall and the rest of your career here at Northeastern. And have a great start to the semester.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.